Hey guys, this is Coach Bill with Bill Mabry Online Coaching. Hope you guys are having a great day so far. I think the pop-ups came up here again. Doggone it. They interrupt me all the time here. Sorry guys, let me get these pop-ups out of here. Let me start my clock. Hope you guys are doing great today. Today is a longer fasting day for us. I was only going to do a 20-hour fast today, but I'm gonna go ahead and go 23 or 24 hours because I actually feel better when I don't eat at 20 hours. So I'm gonna go ahead and give that a shot again. Got my coffee today. It's only black. Can't have fat coffee when I'm doing a longer fast. Today, guys, I just wanted to get on here real quick. I just got finished with another overview on one of my training blogs in my BillMabryCoaching.com website. Like I mentioned on the last one, I have multiple blogs in that website. They're called training blogs. And they're the most common questions I've gotten over the years that I've turned into blogs so that I'm not repeating myself. And this particular one seems to create a lot of attraction because when I'm doing a free consultation, I explain to my prospects that we are going to eliminate fruit from their meal plans temporarily while we're going through the journey of either losing fat weight or reversing type 2 diabetes and fatty liver disease. And most all of them are going to ask why. And so what I've done to explain that is I've done this training blog on what fruit does actually to the body when you consume fruit when you're trying to reverse type 2 diabetes or lose that fat weight. So the reason is you have two types of energy sources, guys. And those of you who follow me know that. You got carbohydrates as your number one primary energy source, which includes fruit, starchy foods, and vegetables. Now, most of you that are following the standard American diet and most of you that are eating multiple meals per day, your glucose levels are going to be high throughout the whole day because you're eating so many carbs throughout the whole day. And it's much, much easier for your body to go after those converted carbs that are now glucose and glycogen to use as energy. And it's very easy. The second source is going to be fat. And those of you, like I said, that are doing multiple meals per day with carbs, you're not going to really be dipping into your own stored body fat as fuel because it's harder for the body to go into that. And it doesn't have to because you're consuming so much carbs and your insulin level, which is a hormone that is designed to store fat, is going to stay up. And when you don't use all that energy, what happens to the rest of the carbs or the glucose? The body will store that as fat. And that's why when we do a consultation, we explain to our clients, you're going to go on a high-fat, low-carb meal plan, and we're going to incorporate that with intermittent fasting. But the issue with fruit is actually where it's stored. Carbs or glucose or glycogen is stored in the muscle, and most of the human beings have a lot of muscle. But the problem with fruit is that fruit goes right to the liver and is stored as a simple sugar called fructose. And what happens is your liver can only handle about 30 grams of fructose. And what happens to the rest of it when it's not being used is it's automatically stored in the fat cells as fat. And that's why people are having a hard time either losing their weight or having a hard time reversing type 2 diabetes when they've incorporated fruit in their diet. And that's where this blog post gets more specific. So if you go to my BillMabryCoaching.com, click on blogs, find the blog post, it'll explain more specific on the breakdown of fructose and how it causes issues while you're trying to lose fat weight. I'm not saying scale weight, I'm saying actual fat weight and trying to reverse type 2 diabetes. And that's the issue with fruit. Now, I also have broke down in that blog post different categories, and those categories are what is fructose How does Google actually define fruit? And that's very interesting to see what they do. The other, how I broke it down was where is fructose stored, and that's something that this will explain how the liver can only store a certain amount of fructose and what happens to the rest of it and why it's causing you to maybe even gain weight or sabotaging your fat burning. Now, if you guys are on our high fat, low carb meals and you're doing intermittent fasting along with it, if you're incorporating fruit with those meals, you're going to knock. I mean, even if you're on a high fat, low carb meal plan, if you're having any kind of fruit with that plan, you're going to knock yourself right out of ketosis. Now, what's really sad about fructose is how long it keeps your insulin spike up. Remember what I said? The number one root cause to stored body fat is an accumulation of carbohydrates and causing the insulin to be spiked throughout the whole day. And you're not even going to be dipping into your own stored body fat as fuel. And also what happens is you're not going to be activating any of your fat burning hormones either. The other part of the blog will talk about why we actually eliminate the fruit from your diet. And then I give you examples of some fruits you might not think, or some veggies you might not think has fructose or could sabotage your fat burning. And actually, there are some veggies that cause you to be knocked out of fat burning. And I give you a list of those. But I also give you a list of fruits you can indulge, or vegetables you can indulge in and eat larger amounts of. For example, my favorite is spinach. But also in that blog post, I'm going to back up what I'm saying with some scientific case studies as well. You guys know it, follow me. I like to back up what I say with some science. So guys, like I said, I'm going to do a few more of these overviews, but go to my BillMabryCoaching.com, click on blogs, and check out this particular topic on how fructose can actually fruit can actually knock you out of fat burning. And then check out all my other blogs also. And because, like I said, this section is our training blogs of the most common questions I've gotten over the years, and I'm explaining and answering most of the questions, especially the ones with those of you that are intimidated about intermittent and prolonged fasting causing you to lose lean muscle mass, especially when you're older. That's not true. That's all a myth. I even have a blog training post about that. So guys, like I said, go to my BillMabryCoaching.com. Click on blogs. There's where the blog posts are. You can also go to my Fat Loss Made Easy Facebook group page. Join the group. I have a lot of great training, and in the downloads, I even have some of my fat burning recipes. So guys, I got a minute left, so I'm right on time. So let's call it a wrap. Well, have a good day, guys.